quickly. In Group A, we got Metsu, Team Alpha, Doctor, and Nerf. Doctor have withdrawn from the competition, so it's only a 3-team group now. Metsu and Team Alpha, probably the favourites, with Nerf, a kind of mixed team. We just look at the lineups quickly. Annie, Nodis, ZLC, and Cade. It's not exactly weak players, but formed relatively recently, whereas Team Alpha have been going for a few seasons now with Maddox, Keki, Sparty, and Demon. So, yeah, let's just go over the other groups quickly. Group B, we got 4 Kings, Zentorium, Dignitas, and Free For All clan. That's the clan of Tony. Obviously, by default, are the favourites. In Group C, we got Serious Gaming, Ultra, Frag Extreme, and Coman. Although, I think they're called Colwyn, or what is it? See you on LAN, basically. That's a very strong group, Group C, wouldn't you say, NBC?
Wow. Too strong, if I'm honest with you. One team is going to get disappointed, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're going to see one team eliminated that could have gone a very long way in the competition there. Group D, Reason Gaming, Russia, Dengi Online, and Action, and Most Wanted clan. I think the Group D games are actually supposed to start tomorrow, but, you know, the schedule can change based on other delays. Anyway, so Team Alpha versus Nerf. It's going to be the first game we stream in TDM. Very exciting. Can't wait.
Who is on the Nerf lineup at the moment, actually?
Okay, let's just go over the lineups again. Annie, Nodis, ZLC, and Cade.
Okay.
Who would you say out of those 4 is going to be the key guy for Nerf?
Well, it's going to be Annie and ZLC, really, isn't it? I don't know much about Cade, though. I think Cade is a pretty good player.
Yeah, very high accuracy Cade. He's a Finn.
I think they've got 3 decent players there. Nodis, I don't know much about at all. So, I mean, it's obviously going to be Team Alpha.
Well, Nodis is the substitute.
Okay.
And obviously that could have been you, NBC.
Could have been.
Could have been you saving the day, but Nodis has stepped in, so Novice can commentate. Anyway. Right. Just waiting on them all to ready up now. The 2 maps will be Purgatory and then Realm of Steel Rats. Purgatory was chosen by Nerf. Realm of Steel Rats by Team Alpha. I didn't get an elimination order. I don't know the rules actually on that. Is it supposed to be elimination first, like we've been seeing in all the tournaments recently? Or?
Well, I imagine so. It's elimination for duel, and that was best of 3, well, best of 5. It's been pretty much everything, so yeah.
Alright, so anyway, Purgatory, NVC. Maybe you want to explain what are the key areas of this map? How should a team control it?
You've got 2 major power-ups. You've obviously got the battle suit, and you've got the quad damage. The only other map similar, if I'm remembering correctly, is DM14. Except it kind of plays nothing like DM14, because in DM14 there's 2 pretty obvious areas you hold, whereas in this map people can get quite confused, and typically you're going to see one team set up above the red armor, time that to the T, and then either position themselves on the quad or the battle suit. And given that red's there, it's usually the quad damage that's more preferable. But if you get a battle suit runner that's pretty stacked, then nothing's impossible. The problem is picking up frags with the battle suit. It's such an open map.
Yes. Well, we've seen this map. It was a relatively new map to Quake Live, and I think this tactics are still evolving on it. It's so open, and the items are spread out all over the map that you can play a completely different style one day and it works, and the next day it doesn't because somebody's found a counter to it so perfectly. But obviously the key areas are going to be those major items.
Yeah, for sure. I think the only chance Nerfd are going to have really is if they fully commit their entire team to a power-up. They can't do any splits against the Team Alpha's experience, and if they try to do a split, I think everything could go wrong. So I just hope that on starting this map, I mean, they picked it, so maybe they're strongest on this, despite it has a ridiculous row, and they will be able to fully coordinate their team, including the newest addition to their lineup.
It's going to be a difficult task. But, as you say, NVC, sometimes just keep it simple. Aim for one power-up, aim for maybe one major area to rush into. take control of.
If they want to be safe, they need to get the railguns as well. That's probably going to be critical because when you got players like Sparty and Maddox, as soon as they get their railguns, they're going to be beasting it. So I would say, if I was them, be a battlesuit team, get the railgun, get the yellow armors, we've got a shotgun, we've got a rocket launcher pretty close. But we'll have to see.
Still waiting for Cade to fix his microphone. Of course, while they're at LAN, doesn't mean that they don't need microphones to communicate. Gone are the days of just shouting. Still all sitting on a Mumble or TeamSpeak server, just a few feet away from each other.
Yeah, people may have forgotten since the last Quake Live, well, Quake TDM LAN was so long ago. We had the LAN finals, obviously, for the ESL ENC, which was Netherlands against Sweden. That was actually a funny story. I mean, Toxic's come here today, but in the ENC, Toxic turns up for the semi-final, knocks out France, and then doesn't turn up to the final, and you know, Sweden win anyway.
Yeah, so NBC, while we're waiting, let's go over. Who are your favourites for this tournament?
Well, I think Reason Game have gone down in my book over the past couple of days before the event. I would have to go with Colwyn. They're going to take it.
Colwyn Co-Man, they were called when they were first added to the competition. Controversially seeded in the middle tier.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't won anything, haven't played. So as far as fairness goes, yes, but it's kind of obvious they should be on high, if I'm honest.
Yeah, one of the strongest teams, I would say, individually, player-wise, in the competition. I mean, Toxic, Wins, Lincoln, and Sturmy.
Yeah, well, the entire of that team have been 2v2 thunderstrucking for the past 2 hours, so they're all going to be on shit.
Their aim will be switched on.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I mean, what about the other teams? 4 Kings, of course, multiple times European champions with Dibby, Krisa, Yoko, and DK. They
4 Kings are 4 Kings, you know. They're going to play well. It's going to be very consistent. But I don't know if they have enough to take it in a LAN environment. I don't know if they have that extra level they can step up to.
Anyway, it does look like we've only got one player remaining to ready up. That is Cade, who is trying to fix his sound issue. Hopefully that'll be sorted very, very soon. Let's just go over the teams again. Maddox, Keki, Sparty, and Demon for Team Alpha. For nerfd, Annie, Nodis, ZLC, NK. This is the first map of DreamHack Summer 2011, the TDM tournament on Purgatory. And we'll go live with Maddox to start. Machine gun out, straight against Annie. And there's a timeout instantly.
Wow.
It was too good to be true, wasn't it?
May as well Corvo restart this, but...
Well, Annie will like his chances against Maddox, but he's probably going to take a fair bit of damage from the machine gun here, so...
It's never nice trying to lock your aim back onto a target after the unpause, so I would like to see a match restart, personally. Can be kind of random, but we'll see.
2, 1, fight.
Well, they're carrying on. Machine gun against shotgun. Maddox does the wise thing, grabs the health in front of Annie, and then Sparty finishes him off. Now he's got the railgun, he's got a rocket launcher, and sitting up top here. Now, bearing in mind, the quad can spawn from 30 seconds, and they have no idea when that first quad will spawn. It might be an idea to stick players on the power-ups now. But it looks like Team Alpha are all around this red area, NBC.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can afford to risk turning up a little late, pick up a few extra items that spawn in, like Spy's waiting for this mega health now. But, you know, ideally they should have been there 29 seconds.
Well, there we go. Sparty does turn up, and there's the battlesuit right in front of him. Demon grabs that. Cade, for nerf, gets the quad. Oh my god, a grenade from Maddox just takes him out so quickly. Switch back to Demon with that power up.
I just did that. Maddox put a direct rocket into the face of one of the nerf players.
Why didn't
As Disrepute has some problems. We're still on Nodis at the moment.
Yeah, Nodis for TA. There's that tempting Mega Health sitting on this spot. Nobody around it, so the person who got the previous one didn't keep the time on it. Now on this map, NVC, do you think it's a viable tactic to hold the 2 yellows who are split either side of the map?
It can be, but you've got to play really tight knit with your teammate, because otherwise, if you get chased down, you potentially die. So.
Well, we do have strong areas all over the map, we find. On the rail side, you have a yellow armor shotgun alongside the railgun, of course. Leads up to a bounce pad. There's some extra shards there, and you can get a rocket position over and above the red armor. The red armor room's got an LG in. This yellow armor we're following Nodis now going to is the rocket launcher right by it. There's the tele-exit straight into Keki. As he tries to escape. No chance against the rockets and Nodis. And the score's pretty close so far in VC.
Yeah, you know, Nodis have a surprise. Nodis, Team Alpha have a decent amount of coordination going on, so it's going to be very difficult for nerfd anyway to keep it close for this long. We'll have to see.
Of course, what we'll probably see from these players is them playing quite different, a lot of them, to how we normally see them play online because of the LAN environment, having to get used to, you know, different table height, different chair, not necessarily finely configured peripherals. It's not their own PC.
But the thing I think with TDM is that if you fall into the trap of relying entirely on your own aim, which is what that would do, then you're playing it wrong.
Oh, we ran out of rockets with the battlesuit. We're now on Sparty with the quad, and look how stacked he is. He has the Mega Health, 35 armor as well. Shotgun in hand. He's got the shaft. Cade goes down. Easy peasy. Red armor perfectly timed as well. I thought he was going to even afford to leave his teammates and LG sitting there. There's the Mega Health. He's going to grab that as well, is he? No, leaves it for a teammate. And now double score of nerf with both power-ups in hands. Cade goes down to this quad, and he gets an unlucky spawn right in front of Sparty again to go down to that shaft.
Yeah, I mean, Sparty, after losing to Rafa in the dual tournament, has quite a lot to prove to himself, I feel. So you can definitely see now his aim is locked on.
Yeah, ridiculous stats. He's hitting 42% LG, 70% rail. That soon drops to 63 as he misses a shot, 50% MG as well. And look, Sparty just trying to take over this red room. Goes against Annie in the shotgun. Took a bit of damage, but not that much. Notice to follow. Sparty just beasting the map at the moment. There you go. Third impressive.
Just have support from Cade though, and that's exactly what I mean about, you know, grouping up together. If you do that, it's not all about yourself, and if you're not playing well individually, it's not going to be too much of an issue.
This TDM is all about coordinating with your teammates. You could be the best individual player in the world, but if you have no coordination with your team, you don't play together, the other team can rip you to shreds. The score, almost 20 frag difference in favour of Alpha now. It's going to be the next power-up cycle in 30 seconds. Seems like Team Alpha are actually being pushed away from the red armour. But look at that, Sparty, great control, the rockets on ZLC. And it's now 15 seconds before the battle. So there's a small gap between them, but really whoever's grabbing that quad doesn't want too much of a delay to build up, because then the battlesuit can make it all the way to quad. They're going to switch around and see if there's anybody here. Annie trying to pressure Demon on top of that battlesuit. Demon rewards himself with that power up. What is wrong with these guys?
Yeah, Keki's saving the day there. He's routing the yellow on the platform. I think we have a battlesuit in motion at the moment. Yeah, Demon. There's plenty of time left on that. He has no armor, but you know, battlesuit's battlesuit. You don't really need it. The yellow will certainly help him. Battlesuit,
of course, you can get a lot of kills with it, but generally you use it to, first of all, eliminate a quad and a threat if the other team has that power up. And to take over areas and win key items, I think that's more of the focus in Team Deathmatch with the battlesuit than with the quad. The quad has to be about frags. Yeah, for sure. Everything has a focus. You can't really discount one and not the other. So, following Demon at the moment with this rail. This is such a dangerous position, although he's coming up against a railer on the other side of the map. That's Cade. He hits his shot with a 42% accuracy at the moment. Hopefully overcome those sound problems fully before they began this. Would you say that's a comfortable lead at the moment in VC for Team Alpha? Yeah, but you know, it's not impossible to reverse. I like what Cade's doing with the railgun at the moment. He's in a decent position to rail out to multiple positions, even into red now, which would be great. I think he hit 3 people in a row there.
I mean, I think he's pushing a little too far, getting him too cocky. Maybe he should just keep position on where he was before. He has no need to move this much.
Well, there's that tempting yellow to dive forward for upping his armor to almost 100 stack.
Yeah, but I mean, he's now done a circle of the map. What has he gained? He's gained going down to
yeah, he's going to get caught out badly here.
And that's the thing.
To shreds by Sparty.
Yeah, that's the thing about TDM that I think Team Alpha are going to have over them, being more experienced, is that you don't have to move around the map to get your frags, you know?
There we go, former Fnatic TDM player, of course. Sparty still dueling. Takes that battlesuit. Demon got the other one that switched around to Sparty with the battlesuit now. Misses out on the yellow, but Cade's gonna suffer taking that right in front of the battlesuit runner. Meghel's still 10 seconds away, so he's not going to wait around for that. Red armor miles away as well, so might as well just go out hunting. A couple of frags straight away for Sparty with the rocket launcher.
What if he knows Mega's up? I'm sure his team were in control of it.
Not really going to need too much stack here, though. Wow, that shaft did some serious damage. I don't know how...
I would palm off some weapons to the teammate in Red Army. Has a bit more health than Sparty does, or even to Demon. Yeah, there we go. Nice play by Sparty.
Always very important to distribute your weapons around your team.
I mean, it's not even about distributing. It's about if you're low HP, what's the point in having 6 weapons, or even what's the point in having 6 weapons anyway? Yeah, exactly.
NVC. Obviously, if you're so low, you're probably going to die and drop. Well, you'll drop one of them to the opponent potentially, and 5 will disappear from your team's possession. But Sparty has healthed himself up 60, 100. Easy shaft kill there. Sparty doing an amazing game so far. It just shows his LAN experience, don't you think, NVC?
Well, that and his overconfident Fnatic experience coming into play. You know, a player of that caliber just knows he's good. So
he just knows he can move around the map and do whatever he pleases. He's probably not going to go down too easily. Whoa, it wasn't too bad, the plasma there, but the shaft was better from Sparty, and what's that, 3 kills in a row for Team Alpha. We've got 10 seconds till the battlesuit. Quad's only 1 second behind now. Do you have a priority over either power-up, NVC?
I prefer Quad because I like getting frags, and I think battlesuit is just a lot more effort, but at the same time, I think Quad is very easy to shut down. I think everybody would agree with that, so I think it depends on the kind of player you are. So for me, it's Quad. But
it is 1 apiece on the power-up pickups. There we go, Cade with the Quad. Oh my god, how much damage did he take? And he gets completely destroyed. Demon with that battlesuit pickup. Whoa, there he is. His number 9.
ZLC will shut him down though with that railgun.
Yeah, following ZLC, I think for the first time here.
Kick CTF player, ZLC along with Annie. So both are pretty good at CTF as well.
Both former teammates of yourself, NVC, by any chance?
Yeah, they are.
Good mates with them, of course. NVC mate to everybody in Quake, I would say.
Wow.
Team Alpha approaching 100 frags, nerfd approaching only 50, so the score gap is pretty significant now as we reach the halfway stage of this first map of the event, Purgatory. And we're on Sparty Pov again. He's absolutely dominating.
Let's switch away from Sparty. Let's get some Annie time.
Well, when he's finished this passage of combat, he's probably going to go down anyway. No! Just gets ZLC. Look at that. 40 for 4 now. We're on Keki, who just avenges the death of Sparty. Happening right in front of him. Cade, easy bounce pad kill. And we're already again around to the next power-up cycle. There's 20 seconds to go until the battlesuit. Quad will follow 3 seconds after. It's not a big enough difference to move with battlesuit to Quad. But you have to go for battlesuit, really, don't you? When it's before Quad, NVC.
Well, that much before?
3 seconds. Would you split your team?
No, definitely not.
Here we go. Demon takes the battlesuit. Can already move to almost center ground. Maddox with the Quad. It's another double power up to Team Alpha, and it's been seriously hurting nerfd on this map. It's actually a bit of a surprise, I guess, that they chose this map, considering they've dropped so many double power ups. Kind of suggests they're weaker in that area.
Yeah, but they shut Maddox down. Maddox a little bit too overconfident that he could, well, run through railguns and take no damage, apparently. I think ZLC's missing quite a few critical railguns as well.
Yeah, just follow. Somehow got a mouse up. Following him though, yeah, 36%. At the highest level, it's not the kind of accuracy you want to be hitting. You want to be at least sort of 50%, would you say, NVC?
I mean, there's a difference, you know.
Could be passable.
In 1v1, you're going to spam a lot more. In TDM, you don't really spam railguns. So, I mean, yeah, you'd be looking for 50s.
I mean, it is still important that, obviously, it's the critical railguns that you need to hit, the ones that save you a power-up or win you an area. But overall in TDM, the damage can be very important for the team. I mean, if you hit a rail, and you hit a rail on every single player on the team for a whole map and never got a kill out of it, at least your teammates might be getting kills out of it. Obviously, that's completely different to 1 versus 1. Right, finally, Nerf hit 50 frags, but Alpha already 120.
Yeah, they are stomping them, quite honestly.
Yes, I think this map, it's safe to say.
Yeah, you know, but at the end of the day, these guys came to this DreamHack to just have fun, play Quake, you know? They're cool guys, they weren't expecting to win, they just want to play.
Oh, great rails from Sparty. It's unbelievable, isn't he, Sparty? At the moment, well, there's the battlesuit sitting on its perch, and it's Demon. Didn't quite see who got that quad damage, but, well, it's Team Alpha, they got both. Demon just walks into that red armor room. It was empty. Took a little bit of exit damage from a shaft. Came out of nowhere, but just ignored it and moved around for all this mega health. And it looks like Team Alpha have had the majority of the mega health and reds, I'd say, in VC.
Well, yeah, they definitely seem like a red heavy team, especially, and mega health just comes with that if you move your team out.
So in VC, I mean, we're looking at nerfd here. What have they done wrong? How has this kind of score built up? What's the big mistake?
It's pretty much just comes down to like what I said, you know. Team Alpha are a team that wanted to win the tournament. nerfd are a team that, you know, they want to play, win, of course, but not putting hours and hours in per night, and it shows, you know. That's what it comes down to. It's not about playing the map wrong.
And what
Look
about
Sparty's score?
Yeah. It's going to be a ridiculous score. 53 for 10, 42 for 14. Yeah.
I mean, if anything, you know, I'd say Maddox hasn't been playing to the top of his game for Team Alpha. It can be worrying going into future maps. But, I don't know, we'll have to see. Obviously, this is the first map. It's obviously going to Team Alpha. Second map is what?
Second map is Realm of Steel Rats, which
Realm of
is
Steel Rats,
a very
my favourite one.
aim-dependent map again.
Yeah, so not going to be too great for them, but unlike this map, where they're focusing on 2 power-ups on Realm of Steel Rats, they're only going to have to focus on 1 weapon, and that is LG, so.
Yeah, it's much more simplistic tactics on Realm of Steel Rats than on Purgatory. But at the same time, anyway, in VC, so even though they're obviously not a highly practiced team, they're basically a mix for this event with a substitution onto this day. What tactically have they done wrong? Well, that's actually a nice machine gun kill by Annie with the quad. He's really chosen a route to take this. Very wise against Maddox.
Nice machine gun though from
did a lot of damage.
Annie. But I have to say, no, it's hard to say really. I'm only watching one POV, which is your POV, but I would have to say, I mean, watching Keki, not Keki, Nodis, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or is it Cade? Who? Bring up the lineups. Let me just
Yeah.
Okay, so Cade was the word I was looking for. So yeah, watching Cade, he moved all the way around the map and got no frag, you know. It's players like that, I think, just not going to help the team. Why not be a little bit more annoying on red armor? He had a railgun. Why not just keep firing rails down to red armor? If you're getting challenged, then fall back towards the rail position.
So really, that passage of play just
I just think if you
emphasise that they're not doing enough damage across the whole passage of the game.
I just think they're not optimizing the weapon usage. So you've got railgun, you're not really using it where you need to use it.
Do they have the right tactics? I mean, it seems like Team Alpha have had a pretty easy run of the Reds.
But maybe and nerfd are trying to push in. You can't be sure because they seem to be very separated.
Is it really just that Team Alpha are just
Yeah,
too strong for them on this map?
That's it. It really is.
Right, so anyway, we've got 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. See the kind of score difference. Of course, frag difference does always matter because of the advantage on the final map pick. If, of course, say nerfd won the next map, Team Alpha had a bigger frag difference than nerfd, then they would get the advantage on the pick of the final map, or vice versa. So while it seems like dead time sometimes, and I guess when you win by this kind of margin, you don't expect to then lose the next map, but it can be important. Annie up the bounce pad with the rail, quad in hand, another quad rail, another, getting an impressive on Keki there.
Yeah, Annie Quake 3 1.16 insta-gib player, and then a very heavy rail-based CTF player. He's showing on this quad run.
A local boy from Sweden, eh?
A local boy indeed.
You can hear the fans cheering it on behind. It's nothing to do with CS, that's just Quake fans. So it's almost 100 frag difference. Demon now with the rail, picking up those shards. Those shards, you see teams often underutilise them NVC. There's almost a yellow armour's worth in that underground passage.
Just an annoyance though, they're in a random position. Really doesn't lead you to anywhere interesting apart from that teleport where you could maybe die.
Well, yeah, obviously the exit zone's the safest, I guess, is the staircase backed up to red armor. Otherwise, it's a couple of bounce pads or a teleporter. But
it's not a place I want to find myself in unless I was getting mega health or running away from someone.
I think that's what you generally find is a fresh spawner or a mega health picker-upper. So anyway, following Annie again, rocket and essentially shotgun combo on Sparty there. 45 LG, so he's not exactly a weak aimer.
No, Annie's a very good player.
It just looks like Team Alpha just been too much for nerfd on this map, Purgatory. 20 seconds before the final power-up spawn. It's going to be Battlesuit first. There's been no real delay between the two NVCs, so we haven't seen any kind of tactical ploy from either team on the power-ups. It's just been grab them and go.
It'd be up for Team Alpha to delay them, and I don't really see why they would want to.
Yeah, I think if they had every single battlesuit, and they've dropped some quads.
They've had every single suit, yeah.
To nerf. There we go, Annie again. See what he can do with the shotgun quad. Whoa, it looked like he took the rail then as the way he dropped down, but he actually didn't. Oh, Maddox.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, let's just follow ZLC. His last 40 seconds. Nice. A vertical railgun shot there. Battlesuit is still cruising around the map.
But see, the play from ZLC is what I wanted to see K doing, not dropping down there, of course.
Got to be very careful dropping down into that room, but you do need to put the pressure onto the red. And obviously, if you can get a time on the red armor, probably the most important thing you can time, really, I guess, on this map. That and the mega health. Well, other than the power up.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, 10 seconds time remaining. It looks like Alpha won't hit the 200 scoreline, and nerfd definitely aren't going to reach a century themselves. Oh, just missed it.
Red wins.
Well, anyway, look at that ridiculous kind of score from Spy, 64 to 22. Demon is not exactly far off, is he? In fact, you could say that's better, 63 to 18. Well, Maddox is pretty close in net, but yeah. Some of these group games are probably going to be a little bit one-sided when you do have kind of mixed teams. But there's not many in this event. A lot of the teams are have been practicing for weeks. Right, so we're going to go into map 2. I'm just going to check the players list because Demon messed up my buy-ins.
Yeah, AAJ complimented us. Yeah, we're not really dual commentators. We're all TDM commentators here at Level Up TV. At least the two of us in attendance.
Oh, I did work. Trance's keyboard's rubbish.
I can do dual when I need to.
My NVC can do anything. I've heard him cast FIFA. So, Realm of Steel Rats NVC I guess the key aspect of this map is that it is without a railgun. Kind of makes it, well, that's the unique element, I guess. It has all the other weapons in the arsenal. Of course, you spawn with the gauntlet, the machine gun as well. And there's the shotgun, grenade launcher, rocket launcher, lightning gun and plasma gun available on this map. You have 2 yellow armors, a red armor, and the single power-up this time is the quad. NVC, what are the tactics for this map? Are they complex?
I tell you time and time again not to ask me how this map is played, what I think about this map, anything regarding this map, especially at LAN where I'm supposed to be positive, but
be positive, NVC.
Teams
be positive.
Need to assess LG, then they need to get up and get some red armors, and then they need to drop back down to LG, and then go to quad, and then go back to LG, and then get some red armors, drop to LG, go to LG, go to quad.
Okay, so NVC's just spelt it out very clearly, exactly the order you do things.
Yeah,
you have to do it that order every time.
It's that is his map, you know. Get LG, get quad, and then in between get some reds if you can. The reds are kind of random, you know. If you can hold the red, great. But the main focus is stop the other team getting LG, because if they get 4 LGs, then GG. And if you don't go for LG, you get a man of it.
I'll just say that there's a lot of the teams practicing TDM as we speak, all against each other, so could have some interesting results coming out. Of course, we've seen in recent weeks some teams have definitely stepped up to the plate and have really improved their games. We saw UFX, I mean, being defeated by lower division teams when they first flew over to Europe, and within 2 days they were beating people like Reason. So
well, yeah, I mean UFX and Dignitas, you know, despite UFX lining up and obviously Demons, I think they're the 2 dark horses in this event for me.
Right, so anyway, back to this game. Let's look at the lineups again. Maddox, Keki, Sparty, Demon, Annie, Nodis, ZLC, and Cade. That's Team Alpha, and then Nerf. This is DreamHack Summer 2011, the Quake Live Team Deathmatch Tournament. I'm Disrepute, joined by NVC. And we're going to go live on Realm of Steel Rats. It's map 2.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. Starting off Demon, the dream spawn on that lightning gun. He even gets the extra ammo out of it, and he's going to get a frag easily on Cade here.
Surprisingly, he only lost 9 HP. I can't even work out how he's lost 9 HP. You take
we had countdown health.
Machine gun. Yeah, but still. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
And we saw Cade back off now. Demon taking a bit of a risk maybe, and waiting from the second red. Of course, they don't know the time of the first quad spawn. It can spawn between 30 seconds and 59 seconds of the first minute. It's then 2 minutes after every time you picked it up, so you know the time of the next quad, just not the first one. It's a random time. We can see it, they can't. Demon now in position though with the shaft. He's got a bit of armor, not a lot left, but it looks like Sparty's keying himself up to take that power up. This map can really bring out some amazing quadrants. Of course, he's 100 stack. He's got a shotgun. He's got a lightning gun moving through into the lightning gun area, just trying to secure that. They obviously had a time on it, the way he moved towards it. He leaves it for a teammate and says, you can mop up that spawner, mate. I'm going to move on out. 9-10 now, Alpha already, but the quad's not really picking up the kills.
Yeah, I mean, Realm of Steel Rats is a funny one. You can sometimes pick up 10 kills, other times not. It really depends on whether the team is still going to continue to assess LG. If they don't, you can waste 10 seconds just running there and then running around in circles wondering where everyone is.
So here's the difficulty now. Alpha obviously have red armor locked down. They use that quad expertly, another time on the red and the lightning gun. What really can Nerf do? Should they just rush in?
Well,
what's the options? Can they go for the yellows, NVC?
I've never been a yellow fan. I would not play in a team that wanted to play yellows. I just don't enjoy it. So, you know, my advice would be run in SLG and hope you can kill them more than they kill you, because to me that's this map. So I don't know, maybe they can pull something else out of the bag. I'd be more interested to hear what you think.
Well, I think generally you can break this map down and you have 2 obvious tactics. You can play the 2 yellows, but they're very spread out, so you need to be very closely coordinated. You might split 2 and 2 on the yellows. You might move around as a 4 and set a cycle that you can move between the 2. that's a possibility. The other possibility, which most teams play, is just to rush in on that lightning gun position, grab the red armor as well, try and take control of that half of the map. 20 frags is the difference now, NVC, leading up to this quad in 15 seconds, and Team Alpha already in position on it, although great shotgun work from ZLC. Could have saved it for his team on switching round to Cade. He goes down to Keki, and Keki, well, look, his team just spawning all around him. Looks like this quad is going to be, again, Team Alpha's, if they stop fighting over it. Maddox picks it up, shaft in hand. He's got rocket launcher and grenades to use. Good example of how to use rocket with quad. Moving up that bounce pad, takes out Nodis pretty comfortably. Annie to follow by the machine gun, and machine gun can be underutilized, I find, with quad runs MVC when it is so powerful and obviously accurate at a long range.
Well, maybe, but now it's only 4 damage. It's even worse in all areas. So just then say it's underutilized. Do you mean now or?
Well, always, but I mean, if we think about it, it's still more damage than a lightning gun's dishing out, isn't it, when you're with quad?
Oh, yeah,
3 times damage, of course. Quad is a rather bizarre name for the power-up when it's not 4 times damage, but 3 times damage is still pretty significant and makes getting frags a hell of a lot easier. It's 40-9 now, the score difference. This was, of course, Team Alpha's map pick. Well, I mean, I guess they feel they're strong on it, and they seem to be proving it, NBC.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, it's still possible for them to come back, for sure, but it's not going to happen. So.
Wow, that's a very cynical viewpoint, NBC. I can see a comeback on the way. I can just see Team Alpha being a bit blasé about this scoreline and throwing it away. Nerf getting all the quads and ripping Team Alpha to shreds. It's all possible in my mind.
5 frags per quad, sure, but.
Well, here we go, Sparty.
That LG's sitting there for quite a while. Maybe, are we seeing Nerf set up for quad?
Wow, wow. Great rocket work from Sparty. He looks in the zone, doesn't he, today? Well, spoke a bit too soon. He's definitely not in the zone on the movement then, on a very simple jump, but obviously aim marked. There we go, Demon with the quad. He had 100 stacks with a bit of damage, but nothing significant. Shaft in hand, plenty of ammo. He's going to top that up, I think. No, decides against it. Going to actually take the teleporter route, jump to the side of it briefly before diving on through. And 5 minutes gone, quad in hand, Team Alpha. I don't know where. Wow, great block with the plasma from Annie, taking out the power-up runner. But NVC, what do they need to do? Come on, nerfd, call it.
Aim better.
Okay, something that they can do perhaps strategically or tactically, because I don't think you can improve your aim necessarily.
Attack together, so that.
Do you think they should just throw caution to the wind and all rush that LG position?
Yeah.
They seem to be stacking up first before they move in. It's not really working out so far. What on earth is that?
I don't know what that is. That is very strange. It just randomly happens now and then.
Yeah, if somebody knows, please tell us on RC and we'll turn it off.
Yeah, it would be useful.
They're still struggling to hit 20 frags.
It's Trance's email.
Alpha 3 times as many. Well, I thought I closed it. ZLC getting caught in the air by Sparty's shaft, and Sparty again. Every time we're on him, just looks a world-class player, doesn't he? So look at his score, 15-6, but Maddox is the guy really standing out. 21 frags already, only 9 deaths. ZLC, 22 deaths, 6 frags, and well, that's 1 more in the bag. Obviously,
we've got a few more frags here. We've got quad coming up. Yeah, it looks like they've got some kind of setup. Sparty's being denied entrance.
Yeah, wow.
On it. I think Annie died though, unfortunately.
Oh, Demon got such a good spawn to be. Well, oh, it's killed, wasn't it? Yeah, killed instantly. Demon, boy, still got a great spawn for the red. There's no pressure on this LG. You see, if they were rushing in now, they could have seriously damaged Demon and made that LG useless. But obviously, that's just to put it all into context, you know. Alpha have multiple LAN experienced international players. Nerfd have the online experience. They have maybe the national team experience in some cases, but they don't necessarily have a team that's practiced a long time together. And I think the lack of LAN experience is a big factor. And I think we'll see that between the teams that have and haven't got LAN experience in MVC.
Oh yeah, obviously. But I mean, it's not even about LAN experience, it's just experience. That's that. As I said, LAN is the CTF players.
What is it though that makes a LAN different from playing online?
Well, it is just table height mainly, you know.
Table height?
Table height.
So setup.
No, not setup, just table height and chair height, that's it, you know. I wouldn't consider that to be setup.
I guess, well, things like temperature.
No. Although I have been to a LAN event that's been so cold that my mouse pad was like, damp. That wasn't very nice.
Damp? Okay. And that was probably just your excitement.
Yeah.
Being at LAN.
But no, the pressure can get to certain players, but only on a quadrant. I wouldn't say players would be nervous playing.
Well, if I'm looking at a team now, there is individuals standing behind them watching, so that's pressure in itself. There's the quad right in front of ZLC. Somehow he didn't get it. He got obliterated by, I think it was grenades. It was like a combination of weapons, and Demon took his prize. He's now got the quad. He's got yellow with the shotgun. Rocket launcher and grenades also he can use. And moving straight over to this red armor side of the map, and that's something we've seen them do pretty much every time with the quad. Maybe they could stick the quad on this side of the map if they already control the red and get a couple more frags like that. As it finishes off the quad run. Almost halfway through the second map. I think it's getting on the verge of saying Alpha pretty much definitely won this game. But this wasn't probably the most interesting match of the group, was it, NVC?
Well, there's definitely better to come, that's for sure.
Of course, this group has Metsu in as well. Doctor, it did have in, but they've pulled out.
Yeah, what's happened like with that now? Is it just a 3-team group?
Yeah, it's just a 3-team group now.
Two
Metsu, Team Alpha and nerfd. And, I mean, you would, by just looking at that list, say that nerfd were going to be the team that wouldn't qualify. Not in a horrible way, but, I mean, Metsu and Team Alpha are ridiculously strong teams. And, well, we saw an interview with Juvenile earlier. He's feeling pretty confident about his LAN performance, at least tomorrow. But they think they can get through the group stage, and I mean, I can't really see them losing to nerfd, but you never know. It's all going to be down to perhaps who wins the group between Team Alpha and Metsu, and I'll be definitely looking forward to that match.
Yeah, have we got another game coming up straight after this?
We should have just games ongoing now.
Okay.
Through the evening. Hopefully a little bit more competitive than this one. I think most of the games will be more competitive from now on. It's just that this Group A is the first group, and it's not clashing with the other groups. So we'll play this group out, I believe, and then Group B and C will be played at the same time, so we'll have to start choosing our matches then very carefully, about which we feel will be the most exciting.
Yeah, and his Demon goes on this quad and picking up a few flags. I don't think people actually believe me that table height and chair height can affect your game. It really can.
Yeah, well, your whole posture is affected.
Yes.
I mean,
someone
that
that
makes perfect
aims with
sense.
their hand on the arm on the table, they're not in a comfortable position. It's sterling. You know?
Well, this is exactly why you see the Russians originally, of course, all set with their keyboard on their lap, because that's a more controllable height.
Well, that, and I guarantee if you walk around this event, and all these booths around here, the Counter-Strike players, the Great Life players, the Harm players, the StarCraft players, the World Champion players, League of Legends players, everything. You see, you know, there's pillows on chairs, there's everything, just trying to get the same comfortable.
Excellent.
I would say, you know, this, just the same setup as I had.
Still 8 minutes to be played on this map, and it's unfortunately been over for quite a while now. Let's hope we can see some impressive frags and great quad runs, but they look pretty relentless, Team Alpha here. Demon, rocket launcher frag. Still moving around this red armor. Yeah, that item will be up in 10 seconds. That'll be the last one before the quad. So I guess he'll be looking to take the power up and another frag-laden run perhaps to follow. There's the red. He leaves it for a teammate though. Okay, interesting. Grabs himself an LG, health up as well. Moving through to the